So, first of all, before I say anything about this video, I just should say, uh, sorry about this video being uploaded late. Obviously, it's Tuesday. I'm talking about something that happened last night on Raw. I did come in late last night. I was busy with the school and everything, and just, I didn't have much time to do it, and I kind of slept in late, I guess you could say. So. And plus, I got class in a few hours, aka night class. Yay! This was so much fun. Not really, but nonetheless, I thought it was good enough just because of the go home show before WrestleMania. Why not talk about it? Not necessarily done a quote unquote review, just really get my thoughts. I thought overall it was decent wrong. It wasn't anything spectacular. It wasn't necessarily like horrible. I think but it did what it needed to do for the most part, meaning building up for WrestleMania. So, and I know I'm gonna go out of order here, so if anyone tries to, judge me or anything, but the whole thing I want to get to first is the whole, excuse me, the whole Bray Wyatt and John Cena feud. Uh, you know, whether you like John Cena or not, I thought that was actually kind of interesting. John Cena dressed up as like one of the Wyatts, and he had the like basically like Eric Rowan, and he had the sheet mask and everything, and then he just took it off, and it was just something interesting, something I think that we would have seen, kind of like on a regular basis per se, back, not necessarily the Attitude Era, but I think a little bit of look expression era, something you would see like older WWE. So I thought it was kind of cool they did that, and he didn't very low Wyatts or anything before anyone goes into that. Most likely, obviously, Cena's probably gonna win, and then Bray's gonna get his win at like Extreme Rules, but that's not anyone doesn't care. But yeah, so that's probably where they're going with that. I do like the fact too, because you guys remember about my review last week. I mentioned how I could care less about Taker versus Lesnar because Taker's got the upper hand. The whole entire feud. Thank God Taker freaking took some bumps from Lesnar. Because if he didn't, I was just sitting there going, "Oh my God!" Like freaking CM Punk looked like a bigger threat than freaking Brock Lesnar, and this is coming CM Punk's the same guy who lost to Kane a few weeks before he had to take on Taker. That's just sad. But nonetheless, I'm glad, Lesnar beat the holy hell out of The Undertaker. At least he looks somewhat, I guess, about the right, even though to me, and I think a lot of people, streak ain't ending, so, especially from Brock Lesnar. Then you have this whole Big E versus Del Rio thing. Del Rio like the number one contender now. Just beat freaking Big E. I know they're trying to build up the whole battle royal, and both these guys are in the 30-man memorial under the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So, I hope they're doing that. And then they have this whole Summer Rae and Natalia thing. Okay, obviously they're feeding off on Sunday night's episode of Total Divas. And I'm sorry, like I know reality TV's big and scripted, and a lot of people take it seriously. That's kind of sad. But Natalia's character on Total Divas comes out as such a total bitch. It's not even funny. Like people hated Nikki Bella so much. Oh, she's a bitch. She's a bitch of the first season. If anything, freaking Natalia's a bitch. Like seriously. Oh, I'm a heart. I think I'm so damn good. Like seriously, you breathe and I find you annoying. What the hell? Like freaking Summer Rae didn't even do anything to Natalia. She just like walked by and Natalia's like, "You and I have a problem." What the hell? And Summer Rae slapped the hell out of Natalia, and obviously the slap is fake. But it's just still funny as hell, and that's because one, it's fake, but two, because freaking Natalia deserved it. But yeah, so building off the whole Total Divas segment to this right here, and I'm sure this will be on Total Divas as well, this match. Summer Rae got the win. Yeah. So then you have, oh my god, this was hilarious. Okay, this whole promo, this whole video tribute to Triple H, and Stephanie's narrating it. Oh my god, this was hilarious. Not just, this was all entertaining. Not because of, oh, it was so good, because it was so freaking hilarious. You have freaking like Mick Foley, Chris Jericho, Booker T, Scott Steiner, Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, all these guys who have gotten in Triple H's way in the past, and you see Triple H completely dominate and kick their ass. Oh my god, it's like, I'm the king. And then Batista came out and ruined it. So then he comes out and he's like, Hunter, I thought it interesting how you didn't show a video of me in there, because you've never beaten me. And then Randy Orton again. Okay, Randy Orton. Uh, he must be one of the worst. He's still a better world champion than freaking Magnus in DNA, but that's not saying much. Like, he's just coming out there, well, I have the utmost respect for you, Stephanie, blah, 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 blah. And then Triple H is all like, if you think you have a shot at beating me, you need to bring the Viper up. Let me tell you something. I don't even think I can beat the Viper up. Can you know where the Viper is at? Kind of like how, like, last week, how Triple H was all like, you need to be the animal again. And now Triple H this week's like, Randy, you gotta be the Viper again. Kind of like, try both guys to step their games up. And, I know people are like, oh, Triple H is burying Batista and Randy Orton now. No. He's giving them encouragement. He's giving them advice, giving them to bring out the superstars that we liked so much in the past. How some people actually liked Batista before. How some people actually liked when Randy Orton was a strong heel as a Viper. Not this whole, I'll have the utmost respect for you. I'm gonna walk away. Like, what? Anyways, you have the Usos and Los Matadores versus Ryback versus Axel, and then with Sarah Swagger. Face is one, but the real part that really interests me is how over, uh, the real Americans, Cesaro and Swagger are. I know in NXT they're over in no offense, but pretty much anyone's over in NXT. And I like NXT, I'm not bringing it down, but yeah. But, even during the match, you had the We the People team, and I thought that was pretty interesting. That was pretty cool, so, just a little side note. So then you have Fandango and Damian Sandow versus Cody Rhodes and Goldust. Who's full of cereal that freaking Damian Sandow's pissing? But seriously, like, this guy was, like, winning the bank last year. And now, excuse me, now he's just, yeah. Yeah. That's it. Okay, and then this Raw felt weird, because not only did you have one, but you had two Divas matches. When the hell was the last time the Divas had two matches on Raw? Let alone in the same night? Why did they even do that on main event? But yeah, so you had the Lumberjill match between Naomi versus AJ Lee, and for all you internet marks, I have to say this. AJ Lee is like the weakest Divas champion I've seen in, like, ever. Like, seriously, I know, oh, she's so talented, she's so good, Really? This bitch can't even win a match. She's like the Randy Orton. She can't win a match by herself. Or let alone one match in general. The only time she'll maybe win a match is like if she's teaming up with Tamina against like the Funkadactyls or maybe the Bellows. Maybe. But that's it. Seriously. She's freaking weak. Alright? This 12-year-old is gonna get killed at WrestleMania. Alright? And by the way, I find it ironic how the Divas match is on the main card and the freaking tag team title match is on the pre-show. What the hell? Why? I don't understand this, but... And the fact is, too, like, okay, with the Divas, WWE, if you want to make the Divas somewhat relevant again, how about you have it, like, I don't know, in a gauntlet match, maybe have it, like, an elimination-style match, hell, maybe even have it in a battle royal. But no, it's a one fall to the finish. Basically, it's a, fatal 12-way, if that even makes any sense. It's gonna be a clusterfuck, alright? It's gonna last, like, 2 to 3 minutes. Hey, Divas, at least you got a match like last year. So then you have Kane versus Roman Reigns. Obviously, makes sense storyline reasons. Both these guys are big, obviously. So it really needed to pump up the whole 6-minute tag team match. I mean, am I a huge fan of it? Not necessarily, but it's better than the Shield breaking up, right, guys? So then you had Piper's Pit. It's always cool to see Piper, back, even though it seems like now he's like coming back twice a year. Before it was like once a year, now it's twice. It's like one more date. But he's basically building up the whole battle royal. You know, Sheamus was involved in this, Miz was involved in this, even Titus O'Neil, who no one takes seriously anymore, is in this along with Dolph Ziggler, and just man, Dolph Ziggler actually getting somewhat of a push. Like he's winning matches, he's actually cutting promos, and he's actually having on-screen time. Wow, Dolph Ziggler is becoming relevant again. Elf just froze over. Okay, not complaining. I like Dolph Ziggler. I'm just saying. Wow, but you know, this whole thing was, you know, they keep saying, oh, Big Show is the favorite because, you know, obviously it's about Andre the Giant, and, you know, Big Show, some may say, is this generation's version of Andre the Giant because of how big he is, how strong he is, how dominant he's been. You know, Andre the Giant probably would never dress up as a freaking New Year's Eve baby and start crying and dancing, but that's for another story. The point is, they keep trying to make, oh, Big Show's a threat, and it's just like, okay, if he wins it, I guess it makes sense because, you know, Andre the Giant, whatever. But really, Big Show's at the point of his career, he just needs to, like, retire. You know, give it to a guy like Sheamus, give it to a guy like Ziggler, give it to a guy like, hell, The Miz, who hasn't had a push in God knows how long. And this guy is, I mean, remember, The Miz is quote-unquote undefeated at WrestleMania. Might as well keep that vibe, right? So then you have the main event, the no disqualification match between Batista and Randy Orton. Yeah, the only reason why this match was entertaining was because it was no disqualification. I mean, let's say if this was one-on-one regular match, no one would give a crap. It would be boring and slow as hell. But it was entertaining, and Stephanie's scream on commentary when Daniel Bryan came out of nowhere and attacked Triple H was great. She was like, ah! She didn't even like scream at a high-pitched voice. It was kind of like a deeper voice, and I mean, obviously she's had kids, she's gotten older, so her voice has like gotten deeper. But it's just kind of funny because it's not like ah, it's kind of like ah. And then Bryan's just being the holy hell of Triple H, and Randy Orton's trying to like defend him and everything, and then that screws up, and then it becomes like all hell broken loose, and Triple H is like, next thing you know, he's on the freaking ramp, falling down. His shirt's all ripped up. And Stephanie's trying to help him. And Stephanie's like, no, no. And then obviously, you know, classic yes. But you know, it was a nice ending to Monday Night Raw. It did what it needed to do. And I know people are gonna be like, well, of course, you know, Triple H, God has to be in the main event Cena. It's all about him. He's gonna beat Daniel Bryan and win the world title. Honestly, at this point, I'd rather Triple H win the world title than freaking like Batista and Randy Orton. That's my opinion, but obviously, you know, the route that they're probably going to is A, obviously Daniel Bryan's gonna win. B, Daniel Bryan's gonna win the main event, even if God still loses and he's like, I'm gonna put myself in the fatal four-way because this is bad for business. You know, even though I said, oh, that's for business. Anyways, you know, Monday Night Raw was not a bad show. It did what it needed to do. For me,